Introduction to Notary Public role. A notary public is an impartial witness to the signing of important documents and administers oaths and affirmations. Their primary role is to deter fraud and ensure the integrity of transactions. Notaries serve as a vital link in legal and commercial processes, providing a public service. The authority of a notary public is derived from state law, granting them specific powers to perform notarial acts. This public office requires a high degree of trust and responsibility. Notaries play a crucial role in verifying identities and confirming the authenticity of signatures. Core responsibilities of a notary. The core responsibilities of a notary public include verifying the identity of signers, ensuring they are signing willingly, and observing the signing of documents. Notaries must remain impartial throughout the entire process, avoiding any appearance of conflict of interest. This impartiality is fundamental to the integrity of the notarial act. Notaries are also responsible for accurately completing the notarial certificate, which is the written evidence of the notarial act. They must maintain a detailed record of all notarial acts performed in a journal. These practices help protect both the public and the notary from potential legal challenges. Benefits of becoming a notary public. Becoming a notary public offers several personal and professional advantages. Many individuals pursue this certification to provide a valuable service to their community, assisting friends, family, and neighbors with important legal documents. It is a way to contribute positively to civil society. For others, it presents an opportunity for supplemental income, either by offering notary services independently or as an added skill in their current profession. Notaries can charge fees for their services, which can be a flexible source of revenue. The role also enhances professional development and credibility in various fields. State-specific notary laws and variations. Notary laws and requirements vary significantly from state to state within the United States. Each state has its own statutes governing the appointment, duties, and responsibilities of notaries public. It is crucial for aspiring notaries to understand the specific laws of their commissioning state. These variations can include differences in eligibility criteria, application procedures, required training, and the types of notarial acts permitted. Some states may require an exam, while others do not. Understanding these nuances is essential for legal compliance and effective practice. Eligibility requirements for notaries. General eligibility requirements for becoming a notary public typically include being at least 18 years of age and a legal resident of the state where applying. Some states may also require U.S. citizenship or legal permanent residency. These foundational criteria ensure that applicants are legally capable of holding a public office. Additionally, most states require applicants to have a clean criminal record, often necessitating a background check. Certain felony convictions or past misconduct may disqualify an individual from becoming a notary. These measures are in place to maintain the integrity and trustworthiness of the notary profession. Notary education and training. Many states mandate specific education and training courses for aspiring notaries. These courses are designed to educate applicants on state-specific notary laws, ethical conduct, and proper notarial procedures. They ensure that notaries are well prepared to perform their duties legally and competently. Following training, some states require applicants to pass a notary exam. This exam tests the applicant's knowledge of notary laws and practices. Successful completion of both training and examination, where required, is a prerequisite for commission. Bonds and errors and omissions insurance. A notary bond is a form of financial guarantee required by most states to protect the public from financial harm caused by a notary's misconduct or negligence. This bond is not insurance for the notary, but rather a protection for the public. The bond amount varies by state. Errors and omissions (E&O) insurance, while often optional, is highly recommended for notaries. It protects the notary from financial liability arising from unintentional errors or omissions made during the performance of notarial acts. This insurance provides peace of mind and professional security. Notary Public commissions and terms. Upon successful completion of all requirements, a Notary Public receives a commission from their state's commissioning authority, typically the Secretary of State. This commission officially grants them the authority to perform notarial acts. The commission document serves as proof of their official status. The term length of a notary commission varies by state, commonly ranging from 4 to 10 years. Notaries must be aware of their commission expiration date to ensure timely renewal. Operating as a notary with an expired commission is illegal and can lead to penalties. Interstate notarizations and limitations. Notarial acts performed in one state are generally recognized in other states due to the full faith and credit clause of the U.S. Constitution. This means a document properly notarized in one state is typically valid across state lines. This principle facilitates interstate commerce and legal transactions. However, a Notary Public's authority is limited to the boundaries of their commissioning state. A notary commissioned in California, for example, cannot perform a notarial act in Nevada. Understanding these jurisdictional limits is crucial to avoid unauthorized practice. Application process overview. The application process for becoming a Notary Public typically begins with reviewing your state's specific requirements and eligibility criteria. This initial research ensures you meet all necessary qualifications before proceeding. It is the foundational step in your certification journey. Next, you will gather all required documentation, which often includes proof of residency, identification, and sometimes a background check consent form. Completing any mandatory training or passing an exam, if applicable, usually precedes the formal application submission. Finally, you submit your application along with any required fees to the designated state authority. Required documentation for application. When applying to become a Notary Public, you will need to provide several key documents. These commonly include a completed application form provided by your state's commissioning office. This form collects your personal information and confirms your intent to serve. Proof of identity, such as a driver's license or state-issued ID, is always required to verify your legal name and age. You may also need to provide proof of residency, like a utility bill or lease agreement. Some states require a sworn statement or affidavit confirming your eligibility and understanding of notary laws. Application fees and submission. Applying to become a Notary Public typically involves a non-refundable application fee. This fee covers the administrative costs associated with processing your application and conducting any necessary background checks. The exact amount varies significantly by state. Once all documentation is complete and fees are paid, the application must be submitted to the designated state authority, usually the Secretary of State's office. Submission methods can include online portals, mail, or in-person delivery. It is crucial to follow the specific submission instructions for your state to avoid delays. Commission and oath of office. After your application is processed and approved, your state's commissioning authority will issue your Notary Public commission. This official document confirms your appointment and grants you the legal authority to perform notarial acts. It is a significant milestone in your journey. In most states, before you can begin performing notarial acts, you must take an oath of office. This formal declaration affirms your commitment to faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of a Notary Public. The oath is often administered by a county clerk or other designated official. Common notarial acts performed. Notaries Public perform several common notarial acts, each serving a distinct legal purpose. The most frequent acts include acknowledgements, jurats, and administering oaths or affirmations. Understanding the specific requirements for each act is crucial for proper execution. An acknowledgement verifies that a signer voluntarily signed a document and acknowledged their signature before the notary. A jurat certifies that a signer swore or affirmed the truthfulness of a document's contents in the notary's presence. Oaths and affirmations are solemn promises to tell the truth. Performing an acknowledgement. To perform an acknowledgement, the signer must personally appear before the notary. The notary must verify the signer's identity using acceptable forms of identification. This step ensures the person signing is indeed who they claim to be. The signer then acknowledges to the notary that they voluntarily signed the document. The notary does not need to witness the actual signing, only the acknowledgement of the signature. Finally, the notary completes the acknowledgement certificate, affixes their seal, and records the act in their journal. Performing a jurat requires the signer to personally appear before the notary. The notary must identify the signer using acceptable identification methods. This ensures the correct individual is present for the sworn statement. The signer must then sign the document in the notary's presence. Crucially, the notary must administer an oath or affirmation to the signer, where the signer swears or affirms that the contents of the document are true. The notary then completes the jurat certificate, affixes their seal, and records the act in their journal. Administering oaths and affirmations. Administering an oath or affirmation involves a solemn declaration by the signer that the statements made are true. An oath is a religious or spiritual appeal, while an affirmation is a non-religious, equally binding declaration. The notary must ensure the signer understands the gravity of their promise. The notary must identify the signer and then clearly state the oath or affirmation. The signer must respond affirmatively, typically by saying, "I do" or "I swear." The notary does not need to witness a signature for this act, only the verbal declaration. This act is often part of a jurat or a standalone procedure for depositions. Identifying signers and record keeping. Properly identifying signers is the most critical duty of a notary public to prevent fraud. Notaries must rely on acceptable forms of identification, which typically include government-issued photo IDs with a signature. Some states allow personal knowledge or credible identifying witnesses. Maintaining a detailed notary journal or record book is often a legal requirement and always a best practice. The journal should include the date and type of notarial act, the document's title, the signer's name and address, the method of identification, and the fee charged. This record protects the notary and provides a clear audit trail. Notary seal or stamp requirements. Every notary public is required to possess and use an official notary seal or stamp. This device imprints or embosses specific information onto documents, serving as a visible mark of the notarial act. The seal adds an element of authenticity and security to notarized documents. State laws dictate the exact specifications for notary seals, including their shape, size, and the information they must contain. Common requirements include the notary's name, commission number, commission expiration date, and the words Notary Public and State of your state. It is crucial to obtain a seal that complies with your state's regulations. Notary journal and record book. A notary journal, also known as a record book, is a chronological log of every notarial act performed. Many states legally require notaries to maintain a journal, while in others it is considered a best practice. This journal serves as a crucial record for legal protection and accountability. Each entry in the journal should be detailed, including the date and time of the act, the type of notarial act, the title or description of the document, the signer's name and address, the method of identification used, and the fee charged. Some states also require the signer's signature or thumbprint in the journal. Proper journal keeping is paramount for a notary's professional integrity. Maintaining notary impartiality. Maintaining absolute impartiality is a cornerstone of notary ethics. A notary public must not have any personal or financial interest in the transaction being notarized. This ensures that the notary's judgment is not swayed and that all parties are treated fairly. Notaries should avoid notarizing documents for close family members or in situations where they could personally benefit from the transaction. Any perceived conflict of interest can compromise the validity of the notarial act and undermine public trust. Impartiality upholds the integrity of the notary office. Prohibited notary acts. Notaries public are prohibited from engaging in certain acts that could compromise the integrity of their office or lead to legal issues. One major prohibition is the unauthorized practice of law, which includes giving legal advice or drafting legal documents. Notaries are witnesses, not legal counselors. Other prohibited acts include notarizing a document without the signer personally appearing before them, notarizing a document they have signed themselves, or making false statements in a notarial certificate. Violating these prohibitions can result in fines, suspension, or even revocation of the notary commission. Handling sensitive information. Notaries public frequently handle sensitive, personal, and financial information contained within the documents they notarize. Maintaining strict confidentiality of this information is an ethical and often legal imperative. Notaries must protect the privacy of all parties involved. This includes safeguarding notary journals, seals, and any other tools that contain personal data. Notaries should never disclose information from their journal or discuss the contents of notarized documents with unauthorized third parties. Adhering to privacy laws and best practices builds trust and protects individuals' data. Notary commission renewal process. Notary public commissions are not permanent and must be renewed periodically to maintain active status. The renewal process is similar to the initial application, but may have streamlined requirements. It is crucial to initiate the renewal well before your current commission expires. States typically send renewal notices, but it is ultimately the notary's responsibility to track their expiration date. The renewal process often involves submitting a new application, paying a fee, and potentially completing updated training or an exam, depending on state law. Timely renewal ensures uninterrupted service. Updating notary commission information. Notaries public are legally obligated to update their commissioning authority with any changes to their personal or professional information. This includes changes to your legal name, residential address, or business address. Prompt notification ensures your commission records are accurate. The process for updating information varies by state, but typically involves submitting a specific form and sometimes a fee. Failure to update your information can lead to penalties, including fines or suspension of your commission. Maintaining accurate records is a professional responsibility. Marketing your notary services. Once certified, notaries can expand their services by effectively marketing their business. This involves creating a professional online presence, such as a website or social media profiles, to reach potential clients. Highlighting your availability and services is key. Networking within your community with real estate agents, attorneys, and loan officers can generate valuable referrals. Consider specializing in niche areas like loan signings or remote online notarization (RON) to attract specific clientele. Providing excellent customer service and building a strong reputation are paramount for sustained success.